Auth66. Dear God, I hope you can hear me over the water. We go home today. And I say home because that's where I live. Niagara is where I live. But really, this is home. I think if anybody's talked to me for more than, I don't know, 2 hours in my life, they would know that I have a bit of a love affair with Georgian Bay. Because this is home to me. It's not where I was born, but on a personal note, it feels more like where my soul found its home. And I didn't move here until I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, somewhere in there. But something about this water, something about this area, and the way that I grew up, it feels like this place geographically was always meant to be. And I didn't find out until, many years later why that was. It's because, I think it's because it's actually where my people are from. I haven't really talked about it on here much. I have in my podcast, but I am estranged from my biological father. And when we moved this way, he was still, access weekends, whatever kind of in my life. But I found out after we moved here that my grandfather actually grew up here as well. And that my family was from here at one point. Family that I didn't necessarily have connections with and definitely weren't shared with me, but it was an interesting thing to find out. And then to find out even more, probably when I was around 10 or 11, that the school that I ended up going to was also a school that my grandfather ended up going, was the same one he went to when he was a child. So maybe it's that, maybe it's the water itself, I don't know, but it has me, this trip has me thinking a lot about what the word home means. It's something where I've said it, and I know a lot of people have begun to say it, where work is not your family. And it's an important thing to remember because family is a different definition for each person. And I don't think we should say family. I'm firmly in the camp of we're an ecosystem. But an ecosystem is a place. And I think really what it is that it's a home too. The word home can be applied to a workplace. Does it feel like somewhere you're comfortable? Does it feel like somewhere you know you belong? Still getting rid of this cold. And I think, honestly, that's something that I'm interested in exploring a little bit more, because I'm sure there's some negatives I'm not thinking of right now, but when I think about how this place makes me feel, I would love for my employees to feel the same way when they come into work. And I don't mean like everything, every situation is amazing and whatever. Not everything at home is. Sometimes, you spring a leak underneath the bathroom, whatever, and you gotta fix it and deal with it. And sometimes, you just don't like cutting the lawn. Like there's aspects to your home that aren't always positive. But the feeling that you have when you go, that it's yours and a place to belong, I think that's something that we can embrace in workplaces without having to say family. And it just means that somebody has found a place where they feel like they can contribute and be a part of things. And if they have to do the work, then that's okay, because they're part of building something that they're invested in. And that there's a little bit of peace that comes from seeing that, come together. And I think that's got to be, a bit of a focus. Can't make things too corporate where they don't feel welcoming. But you can't make things feel like so cliquey and tight that, if it's an off day, you feel like you don't belong. All I know is this feeling that I have when I'm here by this water is something that I would love to recreate in my own company, in the company that Brian and I run, and something I'm going to be thinking a lot about. See you tomorrow.